Happy holidays and welcome to the show that shows love to the fans with Lakers React, where we break down everything purple and gold every week. I come to you hanging out with this lady right here in the building. What is up, lady?
Not a whole lot this week with our Lakers, but I will definitely get into that. I'm just glad Christmas is almost here and we've got a lot to share with you about comments that you shared with us this week. Remember, with Lakers React, we are powered by your comments and reactions online each week. If you visit us on Facebook, where we have our fan page at Lakers React, there we post questions throughout the day and the week, looking for your opinion to share here with us on the show. So, with this week, please believe when I say we've got plenty of opinions regarding this terrible week in Lakers basketball. I'm not talking no mess. That's just what we have with you. So, I'm not going to keep talking. I'll let you do the talking, and let's get into Lakers React.
Looking back over this past road trip, it has been, needless to say, a rough outing for the Lakers. Of course, the road trip began on national television with the fellas heading into Houston, and that was not good
At all.
In the end, the Lakers would lose against Houston to James Harden and Chris Paul.
Ooh.
That already made me mad because that is our second loss to Houston this season.
Right.
But it was okay because we would bounce back on the road.
Right.
When they got down into Charlotte, beating Kemba Walker and the Hornets.
Right.
From there, in a back-to-back, the Lakers would fall to the Washington Wizards, as we talked about, and we'll get into that a little bit later. The road trip would grind to a halt where we would also lose in Brooklyn with D'Angelo Russell fending off a comeback and his stinking ice in his vein sideshow once he hit that dagger 3 over Kuzma to hold off the Lakers. Once again, it was a rough road trip.
I hear you. I definitely hear you, Frankie. Over the last 2 losses, we heard the messaging from Coach Walton about low energy, but the fellas were also hurt with injuries. Over this road trip, we have been without Brandon Ingram, JaVale McGee, and of course, Rondo is still out. This hurt us pretty bad.
I hear you. I mean, Ingram has not really played lights out this season, so I wasn't really tripping too hard off of that. But I can't believe I'm sitting here saying in my mind that JaVale McGee was the player who had the injury that really hurt us the most.
Right.
Or should I say the illness that really hurt us? I mean, heading into Washington and Brooklyn, JaVale was out with flu-like symptoms, you know. And when you look at JaVale's game, yes, we had Tyson Chandler to step in, but Tyson is great for backup at this point in his career, where JaVale plugs up that middle and keeps everybody from running straight to the basket.
Right.
You saw a lot of that in Washington and also in Brooklyn. That was the key to me.
Right, yeah. With JaVale's rim protection, he pretty much helps to hold it down in the middle, and we didn't see anyone else step in to keep opposing offenses out of the paint.
Right.
I was a little, Matt Bennett felt like a free-for-all in Washington and Brooklyn between the referees allowing whatever, and the Lakers not having the manpower to plug up the middle.
Yeah, I feel you. And with the Pelicans coming to town, I'm still hella salty, hoping we can slow down Anthony Davis and get back in the win column with that 19th victory on the season. If all goes well, injecting Rondo and Brandon Ingram back in the lineup should be a plus, but time will tell.
Breaking down an interesting story that started off this week in Laker game action. It came back to the LeBronzo connection. That is where I was floored at how the NSYNC the Lakers looked after losing a few nights earlier in Houston and coming back defeating the Charlotte Hornets, where both LeBron James and Lonzo Ball both getting a triple-double in that game. This is definitely special because the last time this was done was in 1982 by teammates Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I definitely love seeing this, especially my boys developing a brotherhood on that court. I was reading a quote that came post-game where LeBron made comparisons to Lonzo and himself, saying they are both alike. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that was real nice. And digging a little deeper in the game, I was really feeling Zoe's defense that night. So far this season, Lonzo's length and quickness have been cat-like, and his teammates and others around the league have been noticing him giving opposing guards problems when they are matched up against each other.
Right.
For example, when he was matched up against the Hornets star, Kemba Walker.
The Starra.
Kemba shot 1 for 11, including 2 turnovers while being guarded by Lonzo. That is what I likes to see. I don't want to see a whole bunch of nonsense where everybody's trying to get this shine. I like seeing my ballers bow.
Right.
And I love Zoe's humility while playing side by side with LeBron. It is definitely a big brother, little brother feel.
Definitely.
If you feel me.
I feel you, dog.
Okay, questioning an official is such a slippery slope in today's NBA.
Of course it is.
Of course it is frustrating when you think a call should go your way, and it doesn't. That is something we see all throughout most NBA games. The challenge is when a foul is not called that could make a player feel some type of way,
right?
That can be problematic. And it's pretty much one of those things where when a foul is given and no whistle is blown, we're like, huh? This issue came up in Washington during a John Wall attempt to block a shot which appeared to be an across-the-body hit to Lonzo Ball, and the referee held his whistle.
Of course he did. Seeing that play, it made me really upset. It made me real salty that night. You got John Wall sitting there high-siding like he did a chase-down block like LeBron in the finals when it was clearly more of an NFL tackle than an actual block. I mean,
tell us how you really feel, girl.
I'm starting to feel like I don't know what a penalty is in basketball. One night you can't touch James Harden without getting the whistle blown for a foul. I mean, it was so bad to the point where you had LeBron James with his hands behind his back playing defense, and now on Sunday night, John Wall is pretty much doing a WWE clothesline on Lonzo Ball, and they don't blow the whistle. Like Too Short, blow the whistle. I just can't anymore. I'm done.
Man, you riding hard for Lonzo that night.
You know, I just get fired up for my Lakers. I can't front.
I know you do. Well, hopefully, as soon as the game was over, the Lakers front office was on the phone with the league to figure out what in the hell is going on. Because I get that it's sexy. I get the sexy. I get the sexiness when you have your star players hitting 40 points a game.
Okay.
But is it a legitimate 40 when you got the refs helping them along the way? I'm just saying.
Man. One of the many things that can stress a sister out in life is a final exam. Now, there is nothing worse than having to cram or get ready for the exam that goes over everything you've learned in a given period of time. Now, if you are asking why I am talking about an exam, this has something to do with the Black Mamba helping out a group of high school students get out of their final exam.
Okay.
Yes, even in retirement, Kobe has the ability to work his magic, helping a San Benito high school student named April. He helped her out, who tweeted the Black Mama, as you see here, hoping he would help her class get out of a final exam. Who would have thought Kobe would respond with, cancel the exam?
That's my kind of baller.
Right? Just go ahead and cancel it. You canceled. He canceled the exam message. This is what he sent. And that final was history. Man, where was Kobe when I needed him to get me out of my final exam?
Man,
I mean, you feel me?
I'm feeling you. With Christmas only a few days away,
A few more days.
a classic for some includes having fun with an elf on the shelf. But in the NBA, there seems to be a known scorer that's on the shelf named Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With many Laker fans having high hopes while others just happy to get wins this season, there are some who feel adding Carmelo Anthony to the team would be more of a cancer than being a help with winning games. While in the past few weeks, we've had that discussion online and here on the show, and there are some who feel, why not add a dynamic scorer like Melo to our mix?
You know, I'd be one of those fans. I still believe Carmelo has a lot left in the tank, and having him with LeBron is a recipe for letting our boys, our Laker boys, ball out.
You really need to stop it.
No, I mean, please don't hit me with the defensive argument. I don't care about defense. I want to see the ball go through the hoop. We need Melo ASAP. I just feel that way.
Look, we've got enough scorers.
Boy, you is special. Now, I mean, you are killing me with all that. You're just killing it. I mean, we have enough scorers argument. That whole argument is played. Tell me we had enough scorers when D'Angelo Russell was lighting us up the other night in Brooklyn. Tell me we had enough scorers the other night when John Wall dropped 40 the other night in Washington. You know the NBA doesn't care about defense in the regular season. It's all about ratings and referees admitting after the game they missed the call. It's all about let's score damn near 200 a night and see what happens. So once again, I can't see how not adding a baller like Melo to come in and put the ball through the hoop instead of letting him sit on the shelf in Houston. That would hurt.
I guess we shall see with the front office, because Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, they have their work cut out for them.
Well,
now their star player LeBron James has changed his tune on adding Melo with these comments the other night about playing with Carmelo. LeBron responded to the question about Melo being added to the roster. We'll see. I don't run the team. There are obvious things that need to be worked out on both sides, but I've always wanted to play with Melo. And if the opportunity presents itself, it'll be great. So we'll see what happens there, which was clearly a different take, adding Carmelo and all when he talked a few weeks back by saying, that's not a question to ask me. Right now we have 15 on our roster. We don't even have a roster spot open right now. But that's not a question for myself. So he's definitely changed that response.
Okay, now listen up, everybody. I have seen Kobe Bryant frustrated on the court, going off. This is my first time getting a chance to see LeBron up close and his frustrations like this. During the Brooklyn game, LeBron had a gun symbol to his head with his fingers shooting himself because the game was going so bad. The frustration is starting to set in on simple missed assignments against a team like Brooklyn, who, let's be honest, is not really that great. But because of the new rules where players are allowed to score at will, we need to do something in the scoring department. And I think it's about time we get on the fizzone and let Houston know, Houston, we have a problem. All right, folks, that does it for us here on Lakers React. I hope you all had an amazing time with us, and I hope you all are having an amazing holiday season if you do celebrate. And we want you to stay tuned for another exciting week of Lakers basketball where we ride or die whether they win or lose. Any final words, my brother?
I just want to wish everybody happy holidays as well, and I can't wait for this Christmas Day game where hopefully we could take down the Warriors. By the way, I look forward to talking to you online, and don't forget, if you want to connect and get involved in the conversation with voting your opinion or leaving a comment, you can visit us online at Facebook, where you can find our fan page at Lakers React, or we'll be there on the Worldwide Laker Gang for Life page as well. Laker Gang, all these groups online. We love talking with y'all. When you comment, just like you've seen here throughout the show, your comments may appear on air. So until next week, once again, have a happy holidays, and thanks for watching Lakers React.